Hello. So let me ask you a question. Do you wave with your left hand or do you wave with your right hand? And if you're a teacher, sometimes that can be confusing when we're teaching our young children. So I am a little bit late with jumping on Facebook Live, but I have a little story to tell you. Speaking of not knowing your right hand from your left hand or your left from your right, this morning I was so excited to do my Facebook Live because I have 3 tips for you today when you're teaching your young students about understanding a few things about their left hand and their right hand and their finger numbers and things that are going up and things that are going down and sound getting higher and lower and so on. So I planned my Facebook Live. I even did my Facebook Live at 10 o'clock this morning, as promised, except that I just sent the whole video to a non-existing page. So here I am again. Hopefully you're joining me this time. Yay! Glad to see some of you are on the page with me. So today you may want to grab a pencil, but I'm about to share some really fun things with you today. So this is the Ultimate Music Theory Beginner A book, and it is from the Beginner ABC series. So Sheila McKibben-Uren and I are co-authors, and we've written the Ultimate Music Theory program, and I'm super excited to share some little fun tricks. Now, if you've never had a student that has never struggled with knowing their right hand from their left hand and has never wondered why our finger numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, if we're always counting from left to right, then either you haven't been teaching very long or you've just been really lucky, because eventually we all get those students that get confused. Now, here's an interesting thing. Sheila McKibben-Uren, who, as I mentioned, is the co-author with me, is actually dyslexic. And so she sees things differently than I do, which is really kind of fun because that's probably why we're such a great team. We see things from different angles and it really helps us to write and help our students. So I see that we have some little hellos there. I'm not sure if I can see my comments or if I cannot see my comments. I'm just kind of checking things out, but I don't know if I can, but anyway, I'll see if I can. Nope. Show. Okay, well, that says I love you. So that's kind of cute. Anyway, let me tell you about these 3 things. So the first thing is in the beginner series. So this is for little children, ages probably 6 to 10 or so. So I want to go over a couple of pages with you. And we're talking about a lesson 1 today. And then I've got some great tips for you and a link for you to get even more details on this. So here's the interesting thing. So if you know your left hand from your right hand, and we're looking at page 4 and page 5, I want you to see if you notice anything. Notice anything? Well, when we're talking about the left hand, notice that it's on the left side of the page. And when we're talking about the right hand, notice it's on the right side of the page. So here's a little tip for you. When you're doing this exercise with your student, this is page 4 and page 5 in lesson 1, tip number 1 is not only do we want to engage in the act of writing, but we want to always associate it to the keyboard. So you could actually have them sitting at the piano doing their workbook page at the keyboard so they can actually see, oh, this is my left hand and the other one is my right hand. The other thing they can do is actually put their hand right on top of the hand like this. So as they're writing their finger numbers in here, they can actually see, oh, that's my finger number. It's kind of cool. So finger 1, thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're there. Yay. So this is finger 1. Finger 2. What is finger 2? Well, it's the pointer finger, but it's also the tickle finger. I am super ticklish, so my students know if they even point their pointer finger at me, I will just start giggling because I'm so ticklish. Finger 3 is the tall one, so it's the biggest one in the family. And finger number 4, they call it the ring finger, although in my case, I like to have lots of rings. So you might say, well, that is the ring finger, but Glory likes lots of rings. Bling, bling. You can call me Bling for short. And then, of course, we have baby finger 5, right, which is the little pinky finger. So when we're doing these two pages together, left hand and right hand, we want to do, tip number 1 was associate what we see on the page to how we would implement that at the keyboard. So now students can easily see this is the left hand, this is the right hand. Now, what's an interesting exercise in this, once they learn their finger numbers, is that you may notice that we are going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stepping up with the left hand, and fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stepping up with the right hand. So even though both fingers are stepping up, notice that it's different finger numbers, right? So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's tip number 1. On the next page, are you excited? Drum roll. Now, this is a great little tip for you here. So again, you see the left hand on the left side of the page and the right hand on the right side of the page. Super cool, right? So now what we're looking at is we're creating patterns. So when we're looking at the patterns, we can see that we're going 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stepping up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, stepping down. So here's tip number 2. When you are doing this exercise, it's really important for students to learn that you can be stepping up or stepping down anywhere on the keyboard. So for example, if I was going to do the little pattern 2, 3, 4, stepping down, sometimes students associate stepping down with getting lower in sound, which is true, but it doesn't mean that it has to be in the low register on the keyboard. You can be stepping down and be up high in the register, even though the sound is still going down. So tip number 2 is use this exercise to start anywhere on the keyboard. So I may start down low and then move up, get higher. But either way, each one is still going from high sounds down to low sounds. I mean, think about it. Learning the piano, our finger numbers, if that's not confusing enough, because we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if we're moving in the same direction. But on top of that, our music notation is in a straight line, and then the notes are going vertically up and down, and the sound goes to the right to get higher and to the left to get lower, and then our ear can hear the dynamics of getting louder and getting softer. And sometimes students